Hello, everyone. This is Lisa.
And this is Joe.
And welcome to your cheap date for April 8, 2006.
That's Cheap Date, the show that asks the question, hey, we have a coupon. Should we give this to you now, or do you want it when we get our check?
And the show that answers the question, I don't really care, so long as you tip me on the entire amount.
That's right.
Cheap Date tip for the week. Tip on, I didn't even realize that our tip is about tips.
Wow.
Oh, whoa. That's like the 8/8 in pi. Tip on the amount before the coupon, people. Nothing wrong with using a coupon, but don't take it out on your wait person.
That's true.
Where are we going next?
I was at the Cubs game on Friday.
Oh, how was that?
It was awesome.
Beautiful baseball weather.
Yeah, here in Chicago, it was absolutely gorgeous. I don't think it got above 40 degrees.
Nice.
And there was a prevailing 90-mile-an-hour wind from the north. It was pretty interesting too. We had
but
awesome
seats.
But
it didn't rain on you, did it?
No, it did not. We had ponchos
Good.
and everything. One of the vendors that I deal with.
Ponchos.
Had ponchos, dude. One of the vendors that I deal with has season tickets, and our sales guy managed to scam them.
Sweet.
And they were very, very close to the field, which was very cool. So the players were not quite as close as you are, but they were close enough.
Good.
And the neat thing is that when you saw the ball, especially when anyone would hit some sort of fly, they'd hit it and it would go up in the air, and then you could actually see the wind pushing the ball back.
Really?
Yeah.
Back towards
back
the
towards
plate?
from whence it came, or actually back in the direction that the wind, was blowing towards. So if the ball was hit and it went out towards left field, it would kind of go up, and then you'd see it sort of slow down and actually kind of back up a little bit as it was starting to come down.
Really?
Yeah.
When it would catch the wind up there?
Yeah, pretty cool.
And where were you? I mean, what side of the field?
Oh, we were just off the first baseline, which is very cool. A dude 2 seats in front of me caught a foul ball.
Awesome.
I'm telling you. He was sitting there. The ball's coming his way. He's sitting there, and he's got 2 cups of beer, and he's sitting there drinking beer in 40-degree weather. At least the beer won't get warm.
That's right.
He's sitting there, and he's holding his beer, and the ball's coming towards him. There are guys all around him who are like going, and they're like fighting for him. The ball lands literally in this guy's lap. His beer spilled all over the place, but he just sat. He didn't move, and the ball was
really?
there.
It fell right in his lap.
Fell right in his lap.
I would never catch a foul ball because I would duck. They actually make me very nervous. Because
See it coming your way?
Yeah, because I assume they would. I would think that if one fell in your lap, it would hurt. But not necessarily, I guess.
I don't know. This guy did fine.
I was at a game one time, and the person right behind me caught one.
Wow. Really? I
mean, right behind me. And then we had to listen to him talk about it the whole rest of the game. And this kid was like... He was there with, I don't know, his younger brother maybe. And this kid was like probably in his early 20s. And he was like... I think he was kind of a Dungeons and Dragons type kid who thought he was some serious baseball expert, but he hadn't really paid attention to baseball since the mid-'80s.
Sure.
And he just talked the whole time.
So, go Cubs. They won 5-1. It was awesome. They played the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's nice. At least they got a good start to the season.
Mm-hmm. And the Cardinals, well, one of our party was rooting for the Cardinals because he was from St. Louis.
Oh, really?
And he made a point of saying that it was 77 degrees in St. Louis today.
Shut up.
Versus...
And one in the party was wearing a South Middle School Cardinals sweatshirt. Brainiac. He was the same guy who accidentally wore black to a Wisconsin Badgers game against Purdue.
I didn't realize black was one of Purdue's
whose colors, as you may know, are gold and black. I think you were wearing a gold T-shirt under a black sweatshirt, in fact.
Do I even own a gold T-shirt?
Yes. That gold T-shirt.
Oh.
You might call it orange.
I call it orange. You call it maize.
That's right. I don't use words like orange.
Orange.
To describe clothing.
Burnt sienna.
No, come on now.
Liza and Joel, party of 12, your table's ready. Liza and Joel, party of 12, your table's ready. What? Oops. I'm sorry. Liza and Job, party of 2, your table's ready. Liza, Job, party of 2, your table's ready. If you guys want to follow me this way. Is this your first time dining with us?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great.
Wow. Ross works here.
That's quite a commute from Minneapolis.
Wow.
He's very dedicated to his work, clearly.
Hope you enjoy the gig, Ross. Oh, he's over there filling water glasses now.
Better leave him a big tip.
Don't bet on the horses. That's what my father always says. Yeah, you want a tip? Don't bet on the horses.
All right.
Where are we today, my love?
La Quringua, Mexican restaurant in Rolling Meadows, Illinois.
Almost walking, pretty much walking
It's
distance
walking
from where we
distance.
sit right
Not
now.
on a day like today, but on a nice day, it's walking distance.
La Quringua, as you might guess, is a Mexican restaurant. It's located in a little storefront between a laundromat and a liquor store.
Now, don't go driving down Algonquin Road looking for a sign that says La Quringua. You want to look for big red letters that say Mexican food. Right between laundromat and liquor store.
Yeah, they could have even put that little strip center in alphabetical order if they were really thoughtful. The 7-Eleven at one end.
Liquor. Well, 7 by S and 7 or by the number 7?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, it would go laundromat, liquor store, Mexican food.
Right. So there it is. It's a small place. There are probably what?
I don't know, seating for 20.
Probably. Very small. It appears to be family owned because when we were there, some people walked in with kids and there was a family reunion going on at the register, which is kind of cool.
It's ironic that Ross called us to the table and escorted us even to the table because such a thing would never happen in this restaurant. You simply go in and sit down.
Which is what we did.
Which is fine. And they bring you chips and salsa and you're on your way.
And it's very good. And I will say that I've been to Mexico a few times, as Lisa has been to Mexico previously as well. Mm-hmm. And the food there at this restaurant is the closest thing to the food I've actually had in Mexico in this country.
Wow.
There's something about the way they do it and the way they prepare it. There are good Mexican restaurants. We've reviewed a couple on the show here before. They're good, they're cheap, but they're kind of... But they're
definitely Americanized.
They're Americanized. This place is the real thing. In fact, their little menu has a picture of a little sunset over what appears to be the Caribbean Sea, and on the inside, there's a picture of Chichen Itza.
That's right.
So and on the back there's a Mexican flag and a picture.
It doesn't get more authentic than that.
It's a picture of Mexican flag. And
I'll tell you what. You go in and you know that the people know Mexican food.
We'll just say that. I don't think they speak English as their primary language there.
Clearly not.
Mm-hmm. And the menu is half in Spanish, half in English.
Yeah, there's really no... I've tried to find a pattern in it. There's really none.
No.
They just switched back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Right. One thing we'll say... Hold on, I'm going to look for it here. Yeah, it's just kind of some of the descriptions are in English and some are in Spanish. And it's just kind of funny the way that they have it done. But they have the typical things for your appetizers. They got your guacamole. They got your nachos. They got your queso fundido. They got your quesadillas. Why don't you go make yourself a dang quesadilla?
Quesadilla. I dare you to order a quesadilla next time.
They have, from what we understand, they have very good breakfasts there, so we should try that sometime. And typically whenever I go into a new Mexican restaurant, I will typically try a combination plate because you kind of get a little bit of everything.
With flautas?
With flautas and
Joe's
tamales.
big on the flautas.
Big on the flautas and big on the tamales. My entree, I did not do that this time, though. I had the flautas as an entree. We get 4 flautas. They're fried, and they were absolutely delicious.
And I think I got a big chicken burrito. Probably like the La Quringua burrito. Mm-hmm. Oh, sure enough. Rice, lettuce, tomato, beans, cheese, and sour cream with your choice of meat. Perfect. Like you said, it's very authentic, which is to say it's not fancy, really.
No.
I mean, it's pretty basic.
It's very diner-like when you go in there.
It is. That's a good way to say it. It's
got
like a
Formica tables and just regular chairs, like my grandmother had in her kitchen, with sort of the cushy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, but
you
it
have,
is
like vinyl
it
chairs.
is like a diner. It's it's not like your.
It's not like Pepe's if you have Pepe's. Certainly not like Chili's or.
And it's certainly not like one of your fancy Mexican restaurants where they try to make Mexican food into like some gourmet thing.
Right.
I think by nature it's not like, I don't know. Is there an equivalent to like haute cuisine? You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, so this is the real deal. And you could get something comparable at Pepe's and pay like a lot more for it.
That's true.
It's also diner type prices.
It is. Yeah.
$5, $6, $7.
Very reasonable. So we went there. We've been there a couple times for lunch, and it's very good. Service is very good. They're very attentive. They're all over.
Mm-hmm.
They're all over you when you're there. And they have a jukebox with Mexican music playing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and they have soccer on the TV.
Football.
One of the...
Football on DirecTV en español.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. It's like a little vacation to Mexico.
It is. Yeah, it's excellent. So we I also wanted to mention from the beverage standpoint, yes, you can get your typical. You can get coffee, milk. You can get horchata, which Lisa's never tried it. It might be a little too sweet for you. It's a soft drink made with rice and almonds.
Anything that's white but is not milk makes me nervous.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to try it sometime. You have a
But
little
now that
taste.
you've
It's
explained
good.
it to me, I would try it.
It's quite delicious. They also serve in the glass bottles. They serve jarritos, which are the fruit flavored Mexican soft drinks. In fact, my daughter Becky was addicted to the lime jarritos, which I think had more to do with the fact that she was way into the color green than actually something lime. They actually have shakes there, which we haven't tried. You can get sodas, Coca-Cola, in a can, or you can get Coke, Mexican Coca-Cola, in a bottle. And we'll be talking about that more in just a couple seconds.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward. I can't wait. Okay, La Quringua. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, jeez. I've been practicing all evening. Mexican restaurant is on Algonquin Road in Rolling Meadows, near Wilkie, the intersection at Wilkie. And it doesn't say anything on here about their hours or anything. But they are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And as always, we highly recommend.
Voy a tener un mundo a la medida, donde tú y yo seremos un verano, una pequeña encantadora isla de termas, primaveras y veranos. Bajo el ardiente sol.
Now, Joe, how is it that this menu has 2 different kinds of Coke? Now, I remember from last time about the kosher Coke.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa is right now holding up her hand with her palm towards me, and her eyes are looking to the ceiling as she's doing this. Much in the way of Mrs. O'Neill, my 5th grade teacher.
Joseph, how...
Uh-huh. See? It's karma.
I'm choking on my
And your words.
words. Joseph, Coke is Coke. What is all this Coke nonsense?
It is nonsense, actually.
This Coke mayhem.
I don't know if I call it mayhem.
I'm calling it mayhem.
I would call it a kerfuffle.
Besides Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, Black Cherry Coke, Vanilla Black Cherry Coke, Vanilla Black Cherry Diet Coke,
Be careful.
Vanilla Diet Coke, and Diet Coke with lime, and Diet Coke with lemon. Now there's also Kosher Coke, and now I'm learning about Mexican Coke.
Right. Let me explain.
Please.
last week on the show, we talked about kosher Coca-Cola.
My dad went to Walmart one time and counted 13 different kinds of Coke.
Yes. As a matter of fact, your father and I were having that discussion, and we woke your
Get a
brother
life.
and we woke your brother up while having this conversation.
What, to consult with them?
No.
Oh,
No,
inadvertently you woke him up.
he came up. Okay, little side trip here. This was when Lisa's parents were moving out of their house. Was that in the fall? Yeah, it was before Christmas,
it was
in the fall.
Before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving. They were moving out of their house, so we went down there to help them move. And Lisa's brother, Craig, was sleeping in the next room, and sleeping in the family room. So we were in the kitchen. So I'm in the kitchen
It must have
with...
been just you and my dad.
I think it was just me and your dad. We were sitting in your kitchen, we were talking. And he's talking about how he went to Walmart and he counted... It was like bubblegum shrimp. Fried shrimp on his dick. He's going down and he's listing all of the different Cokes that are available. And then, then a little while later, Craig comes out of the family room and he goes, yeah, I woke up and Dad was talking about 400 different kinds of Coke. I was like, what? What? I thought it was true. What?
That's the danger of sleeping in the family room.
You'll overhear anything that happens in the kitchen.
That's a classic Craig and Lisa experience. Wake up to these bizarre conversations in the kitchen.
Now you use margarine. You don't use lard. Lard is better.
No one in my family would use lard.
Oh, then you haven't lived, my friend.
Well.
Anyway,
off
that little side trip. Last week on the show, we talked about kosher Coke, which, as we said, is Coca-Cola made with sugar. And thank you to the folks who've written to us and also made comments on the blog with regards to what is used as sweeteners in the Coca-Cola in your countries. As we understand,
it's fascinating.
As we understand, Carol from the Israelism show dropped us a note and said that, as expected, in Israel, Coca-Cola is made with sugar. Because, as we discussed, it's a kosher thing.
So they're kosher year-round.
Well, she's going to check and see if once Passover season is over, she's going to see. So thanks to everyone for that. Now, some of you have also written to us and posted on the blog with regards to Mexican Coca-Cola, because there was some hoo-ha within the past couple of years, or kerfuffle, if you will.
I like hoo-ha.
There's some hoo-ha going on about the fact that Coca-Cola that's sold in Mexico has sugar in it, and there's some stuff going on about how the Coca-Cola company here in the States is upset because someone is importing it right under their very noses. Now, just to show my food geekiness, I used to be a regular member of the alt.food.coca-cola news group on Usenet back in the early 90s.
Oh, and you make fun of me for watching food TV.
I know. And we determined back then, because we have lots of Mexican groceries around here. I've been to Mexico several times. I actually snuck some Mexican Coca-Cola.
Across the border?
Across the border. There's a story there. I didn't get in trouble for it, but my traveling companion insisted on going through customs and everything, at least 2 people before me. Because I was carrying this stuff.
Because what, if you got held up at the border, she was going to ditch you?
Exactly. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
I told you that Coke wasn't worth it.
See?
I'm out of here.
You speak the truth, my love. So anyway, and actually, and something that we determined back then in the early 90s, which we confirmed again last night, because one of the Mexican grocery stores, which we've spoken about on the show before, we stopped there last night and we picked up, they sell this stuff there. They sell the Mexican Coca-Cola. It's in a 12-ounce glass bottle. Looks like it's been through the war because it looks like it's been refilled a few times, but then they get them over here.
It says Hecho en Mexico.
It says Hecho en Mexico. And on the label that's on there, there's a paper label that was stuck on there too by the importer. And it says high fructose corn syrup on the label that they stuck on. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. However, we did a taste test of this, and it confirmed what we determined back in the early 90s, which is that Mexican Coca-Cola may or may not have sugar in it. I think, even though the label said high fructose corn syrup, I think it was sugar in this one. But the formula for the drink is not Coca-Cola Classic. The formula for the drink is what we call Coke 2.
So it tastes like Pepsi.
It tastes like Pepsi. That was the whole thing about Coke 2, a.k.a. New Coke, is that they supposedly changed the formula, and the new formula, if you've ever had Coke 2, if you're a regular drinker of this stuff, Coke 2 tastes almost exactly like Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what Mexican Coca-Cola tastes like.
Yes, we did a taste test to confirm this. I checked the label and saw that the Mexican Coke, although it uses, and it must use the same sweetener because the caloric content is so similar to American Coke.
Okay.
So it must be high fructose corn syrup. It does have slightly more calories and a tiny bit more sodium than American Coke.
Really?
Uh-huh. So I think we can say, well, we can absolutely say it's a different blend than American Coke.
And it does taste
Whether
different.
it's the same as Coke 2, I don't know how we could. I mean, I don't remember ever having Coke 2.
Yeah.
I was too little for pop back then.
You were still drinking what?
Capri Sun.
Oh, I was going to say old style.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Only sips.
So anyway, so hopefully this will put an end to that whole confusion. And I don't understand why Coca-Cola is insisting on so many different flavors, because it seems to me that I can't imagine there'd be a huge market for diet cherry vanilla Coca-Cola. The thing that bothers me is I go into the grocery store to buy it, and the aisles are so filled with Coke products, and I prefer Coke to Pepsi products. I'll just point that out. But there are so many different permutations of Coke products now that I can't find Lisa's favorite soft drink a lot of times because it's been squeezed off the shelves.
And it's a gem.
It is.
Truly unique product among a sea of
Pretenders.
minute variations on cola.
Right.
There is one soft drink that is a soft drink category unto itself, and that, my friends, is Squirt. Now, I can't tell you how many years it's been since I actually drank Squirt. I switched to Diet Squirt long ago. And I do all diet pop now, so this whole pop discussion is really, my only sweetener is aspartame.
You mean I don't figure in there anywhere?
Oh, honey.
I'm not your little sweetener?
You're naturally sweet.
We just lost like 50 listeners just went, oh, God.
Somewhere in Minnesota, two people are fighting for the toilet so they can barf.
And now everyone's listening to Twit. So, because you know what? Leo doesn't talk about this stuff.
That's right.
But anyway, so Diet Squirt.
Oh, yeah. Someday I'll have to do a show about Diet Squirt. I don't even know what there is to say about it, except that it's a wonderful beverage.
And you know what? I like it because it's great in the summertime. It's light.
It's extremely refreshing.
And it is. It's very refreshing, especially after you've been out riding your bike or something.
Cola, I don't find I drink cola plenty, but I don't find it refreshing at all.
Right.
And I don't always want the caffeine.
That's a good point. And this stuff doesn't have any caffeine in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
why I started drinking it. I had stopped drinking pop in the evenings, but I switched from pop to beer. Well, that was no good. I needed a calorie-free, and I know about water, but I needed a calorie-free, tasty drink for the evenings. So something with no calories and no caffeine. And I went for a while with fruit-flavored Diet Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you know what got me into Squirt was, if anybody's seen this, I want to hear about it. Diet Sunkissed Lemon. Lemon-flavored soda. Just like Sunkissed Orange, only lemon.
I think my mom used to drink that.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
So if anyone has a line
if you
on
know
that
where
stuff,
I can find even non-diet Sunkissed Lemon, let me know.
Mm-hmm. The only other thing on the soft drink hunk that we're doing here, there are two things.
We totally didn't plan this soft drink
I like this, though.
thing.
Those of you, Coca-Cola has introduced a new product. which I've seen in the stores. I have not purchased it. I have not tried it. It's a product which is a combination of Coca-Cola and coffee, and it's called Coca-Cola Black. It's in a little 8-ounce bottle, 8 or 10-ounce bottle with a screw top on it, and it's called Coca-Cola Black. And the bottle it's wrapped in that plastic stuff, that clingy plastic shrink wrap, and it's black.
Natch.
And it's in the shape of the bottle. So if any of you out there have tried this...
It's Coke and coffee?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think they're marketing it as an energy drink.
Oh, naturally.
So if any of you out there have tried this, send us an email, and you can reach us at...
dish@cheapdateshow.com.
And let us know what you think of it. I have not tried it. I was in Walgreens today, and I saw they had a 6-pack of it or a 4-pack of it, and it was like $7 or $8 or something like that. And I thought
maybe a live on-air taste test next week.
Perhaps. But I'd like to hear
live
what
as much as
we're
live.
Recorded. I'd like to hear what the listeners would have to say about it.
Yes, I would too. I always love hearing what our listeners have to say. I love to hear about what they like about the show.
Mm-hmm.
Other types of restaurants they'd like us to try.
Mm-hmm.
I like hearing about their restaurants.
It's true. And as a matter of fact, if they write to us and they tell us something, they'll get something from us, won't they?
Yeah. Why don't you tell them what?
They will get a really cool and inexpensive cheap date item that fits into a number 10 business size envelope and costs no more. I can't say king size Three Musketeers bar anymore because when we were at Walgreens the other day, they didn't have the king size, but they had the twin pack, which is 2 Three Musketeers bars in the same package.
But they were on sale.
Oh, that's true.
So it costs, the thing we will send you
this is
has
way too much
less
work.
cash value than a king-size Three Musketeers bar that you would buy, for instance, in the 7-Eleven when it's not on sale.
Right. The point is that it's a cheap thing, it's really cool, and you're not going to have to claim it on your taxes.
That's
Fair
right.
enough? Okay.
It's cool, flat, and cheap, just like us.
Right. So that's dish@cheapdateshow.com. And also, we always welcome your comments at our blog, which is at cheapdateshow.com.
That's right.
Is there anything else we need to say for this evening before we turn it back to the folks? Oh, and we wanted to thank everyone for the comments with regards to the people who replaced us on the show last week. The 2 people who hosted the show last week are currently in contact with their agents.
Who took over the radio station. All right, that's enough out of us.
I think it is. We'll talk to you folks next week. Please write to us. Let us know what you think.
Good night.
This podcast is proudly listed at podcastpickle.com.
Song ever written, Stairway to Heaven, the one song you just can't get enough of. And now K-Tel has collected 30 different versions of this beloved contemporary classic on one 12-inch stereo LP. Yes, if you love Stairway to Heaven now, you'll love it dozens of different ways with K-Tel's new Stairways to Heaven. And what would heaven be without stars? And Stairways to Heaven has 30 great stars with their own interpretations of Led Zeppelin's musical milestone. You'll hear George Benson, REO Speedwagon, and Al Stewart.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold.
Hold on to your headsets, there's more. Devo, Ferrami and Teicher, and Buffy, sing Marie.
Your head is humming and it won't go.
And for you classical buffs, Luciano Pavarotti.
There was a lady we all know. Whoa.
From the soulful baritone strut of Barry White.
Baby, it makes me wonder.
To the popular country crooning of Slim Whitman.
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
All the way to the saucy stylings of Ricky Lee Jones.
And she's buying a stairway, girl, use a pot of cash.
Hey kids, turn mom and dad onto the great sounds of Stairways to Heaven with the 5 neat guys.
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
And get this, Here's America's favorite copycat, Rich Little, singing it as only he can, sounding so close to the original, it's scary.
If there's a button in your hedgerow, don't be alone there. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen.
If you went to a record store to buy this record, they'd laugh at you, not because of your looks, but because they're not allowed to sell it. That's right, Stairway to Heaven is not available in stores. Available only by mail. Stairways to Heaven. 30 versions of Stairway to Heaven at 33 1/3 for a third of the price you'd pay in a store. But once again, you can't buy it in a store. Send $9.99 per record, $12.99 for 8-track paper cassette to Stairways to Heaven, P.O. Box 104, Mellonville. Send now.